Everybody loves music, right? Whether it's one genre or another that we prefer, we can all agree that music is universal. And here are 100 facts about music you might not have known before. The global music industry was worth $19.1 billion as of 2018. Despacito by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee have 6.6 billion views on YouTube as of February 2020. Shakira is the first person to have more than 100 million likes on Facebook. Katy Perry is the first person to have more than 100 million followers on Twitter. Eminem's Rap God has the most words in a song, at 1,560 words. The oldest musical instrument in the world is a 35,000-year-old bone flute. The 3,400-year-old Hurrian hymn No. 6 is the oldest song in the world. Music in ancient Greece ties to Greek theatre. The Roman Catholic Church's liturgical music is the most common genre from the Middle Ages. Modern operas were first written around the end of the 16th century. Most of today's classical music developed during the 18th century. The modern orchestra goes back to the 19th century. Concerts first became commonplace in the 19th century. Radio and television made music more accessible to people over the 20th century. The 20th century saw new instruments and musical styles developed across the world. Paul McCartney was the first musician to make a live broadcast into outer space. Metallica holds the world record for performing on all 7 continents in a single year. British singer Katie Melua holds the world record for the deepest underwater concert. Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody is the most streamed song of the 20th century. Queen's 4 members appear on a commemorative British £5 coin issued in January 2020. Music facts infographics. The Seculo's Epitaph is the oldest musical composition in the world. The world's largest performing rock band included 953 musicians. Japan's Folk Music and Dance Association assembled the world's largest shamisen ensemble. Simon de Zorga assembled the most number of chimes as a single musical instrument. David Stanley and the Music Man Project assembled the world's biggest triangle ensemble. The world's longest concert by multiple artists took place from March 17 to April 5, 2017. The largest Erhu ensemble assembled in Raoyang, China, on October 19, 2019. Hong Kong hosted the largest harmonica ensemble on November 13, 2009. The record for the world's longest marathon team drumming is 3 days, 8 hours, and 2 minutes. The most number of people to play a single piano at the same time is 23 people. Thomas Silkman has changed the most number of guitar strings in a single hour. Daddy Yankee is the first Latin artist to become #1 on Spotify. The song Despacito holds 7 world records of its own. Elvis Presley is still the best-selling solo artist in the world. AKB48 is the world's largest pop group. There are 8 notes in music. There are 5 kinds of musical instruments. Orchestras have no set number or composition. Conductors select the instruments an orchestra includes. Orchestras don't always need a conductor. Music began to step away from religion in the Renaissance. A piano's frame is of iron. Schumann stuck his hands into an animal's guts. Haydn's tomb has 2 skulls. Rossini's Die Tanti Palpiti is also known as the Rice Aria. 70 different pieces of wood make a violin. The London Symphonic Orchestra almost boarded the Titanic. Leonard Warren died after singing "To Die, a Momentous Thing." Opera singer Nellie Melba died after a facelift operation. Yuri Gagarin sang a song in space. Orlando de Lassus got kidnapped 3 times for his voice. Opera singer Adelina Patti wore the most expensive opera costume of all time. Franz Liszt bought a dog so he wouldn't lose more hair to his fans. Mozart has a chocolate brand named after him. Havigil Brian's Gothic Symphony requires 1,000 performers. Domenico Scarlatti's Fugue in G minor is also called the Cat's Fugue. Karaoke means empty orchestra. Henry Ford was a patron of country music. Country music was another form of folk music. Nashville is the home of country music. Bluegrass country music comes from Kentucky, USA. Bill Monroe is the father of bluegrass. The day the music died refers to 2 plane crashes that killed musicians aboard. Jimmy Dean turned one-hit success into a long-term opportunity. Dolly Parton once said no to Elvis. Country music is now a global phenomenon. George Strait has more #1 hits than any artist of any genre. Julie Andrews learned to play the guitar for The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music saved 20th Century Fox from going bankrupt. The origins of the word jazz are not known. Nonverbal signals are common in jazz performances. The most common instruments in jazz are what's called the piano trio. Jazz allowed for modern dance to develop in America. Jazz has positive effects on creative thinking and health. Jazz inspired the word hipster. There are 2 kinds of music therapy, active and receptive. Music therapy is not a standalone method. Maroon 5 was originally called Kara's Flowers. Madonna's career goes back to before she started singing. Katy Perry once released a gospel album. Michael Jackson's Thriller is the most-selling album of all time. Britney Spears once had a picture taken of her with a shaved head. The Beatles once sang about marijuana. Paul McCartney sang during the opening ceremony of the 2012 London Olympics. A dog once walked into Led Zeppelin's recording studio. ABBA comes from the names of the band's members. Elvis Presley was once told he had no talent. Eminem's first album only sold 1,000 copies. Lil Wayne almost killed himself when he was 12. Nate Dogg, Snoop Dogg, and Warren G once formed a band together. People still buy a lot of CDs in Japan. The cheapest a CD will get in Japan is $25. Pen Pineapple Apple Pen is the shortest pop hit in the world. China possesses one of the oldest musical traditions in the world. Chinese music instruments come in 8 kinds. Thomas Dorsey is the father of gospel music. The song 4:33 is only silence. Bagpipes may have arrived in Britain with the Romans. Hans Zimmer does not have a formal background in music. Japan has the shortest national anthem in the world. Please like the video and subscribe my channel.